Welcome to BlackUSA.news morning show. I'm your host, William Honolulu Jr. Join us as we explore the news and opinions that impact our community. We break down how the major stories have a very personal, local, and racial impact. No topic is off limits, but even if the conversation gets rough, we're always going to keep it real.
Greetings and salutations, all my friends out there in internet land. I am William Honolulu Jr., and I have the privilege and honor of serving as the host of the Black USA News Morning Show. Welcome, 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 welcome to you. I am exceptionally excited today because I get an opportunity to talk to a friend. I told you all before, I know dope people, and I always struggle to really hope that you all get how dope the people I know are, how the breadth and the depth of the dope ocean that I know. And the day will be no different. I have a good friend of mine, Jomo. He's going to come and talk to you all about Break the Cycle Apparel, a clothing line that he started and is really doing just that, breaking the cycle. So we're going to talk to him in a little while, but you all know how it goes. There's things I need to tell you all about first. And I'm so honored that I always get to start with talking about Breadcoin. Breadcoin is an organization that brings your donations and turns them into food. The way that it works is that Breadcoin put your donation to these Breadcoins that you see on the screen. And then those Breadcoin are distributed through a vast network of individuals who are already active in the community, who know people who have nutritional issues and may be homeless or what have you. And so those Breadcoin gets distributed to them, and they're able to take the Breadcoin into participating restaurants and caterers, so that they can get the food that they need to address their issues around hunger. Now, the thing that always has impressed me about Breadcoin is that they don't require people to sacrifice their dignity in order to get assistance. There are a lot of times in our society where the cost of support is your dignity. How many times have you heard someone say, oh, they don't look homeless enough, or they don't look desperate enough, or don't they have a job, or blah, 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 where Breadcoin doesn't do that. You get to be just like everybody else in the restaurant. You get to go in, you get to enjoy a meal. So really happy about being able to partner with Breadcoin. Please go to their website, check them out, breadcoin.org. They also do community events and partner. They love to partner with organizations in the community. So make sure you all hit them up, breadcoin.org. As you all know, in Maryland, there's an election coming up in 2022. And what we've done at Black USA News is we pulled our coverage from all around the network, our pundits, our hosts, and we've also pulled together interviews with the candidates themselves. So you get to hear directly from the candidates about their positions on issues. It's important that we do that. And it has gotten pretty cliche about the importance of voting, but please understand that we have people who literally just want to be in charge. They don't care about the rules. They don't care about making life better for anybody else. They just care about being in charge. We need to make sure that we question and that we hold accountable those that are going to be in elected office in our democratic republic. Those that we entrust to act on our behalf, that we need to understand that they know what our behalf is and that we have the means upon which to hold them accountable. So make sure that you go out and you check us out at Black USA News, and you can hit this bit.ly and the link in the description to follow more of our continuing and ongoing 2022 election coverage. Darker Than Blue Grill, you all know I love the food there, especially the Cowboy Prime Rib. Say it with me, Cowboy Prime Rib. It is amazing. And the thing I love about Darker Than Blue, the food is amazing, but the thing that I really love is that it's an organization that not only serves good food to the Black community, and not only Black owned, but also they're active in the Black community. It is nothing to see the staff at Darker Than Blue cater an event for the community. And most of the time, you see, the cool part is I get to see some of the budgets. I know that Darker Than Blue has done them a solid. So one of the ways that we show appreciation to those organizations that support us is by supporting them with our dollars. Make sure that you hit up Darker Than Blue. If you get an opportunity for date night, or you want to impress somebody, or you just want to take an opportunity and enjoy some good food around some good people, make sure you hit up Darker Than Blue at 413 North Charles Street. Let me tell you a little bit about my company, Grinding Gang. This is a company I created because I realized that there were a lot of us out there who were grinding, but that's all that we had. We were from one opportunity to the next, from one product to the next, from one service to the next. Never really being able to build, just always grinding. So what we've done is we pulled the gang together and we have changed the focus. We are looking at building institutions, building opportunities for individuals to grow their businesses, to understand, to make sense of all of the information that you may find out there. If you've been in business even for a little while, you know that there is a lot of information. You go to one workshop and they tell you to do it this way. You go to another one, they tell you to do it another way. What we do is we help you figure out what is the way that works for you. How do you evaluate the information that comes to you? And we do this through our knowledge library. We have free business documents and examples, and we also have free events that you can come to and learn more about business. And if you are ready and have it in your budget, there are also some paid consulting and coaching opportunities and events. So just letting you know that there is an opportunity and a resource out there for you. It is the Grinding Gang. Please make sure that you hit us up as soon as you can. All right, one more thing before we get on to it. I want you all to know that we are recruiting for guests. Here it is. Greetings and salutations, all my friends out there in internet land. I am William Honolulu Jr., and I have the privilege of being the host of the BlackUSA.news morning show. The BlackUSA News morning show is currently recruiting guests for an upcoming series on single parents and co-parenting. We find that there's a lot of misinformation and a lot of isolation in the narrative about single parents. And we want to make sure that we keep this platform available to tell the true story, our people's story. The topics that we will be covering range from health, wellness, type of support, how important your social support system is, romance, and things of that nature. If you're interested in becoming a guest, you can check the link in the description. You can email us at info@grindinggang.com, or you can visit this link. Thank you so much and have an awesome day. Okay, so if you are a single parent, a co-parent, or if you know someone that would like an opportunity to tell their story, please make sure that they hit us up. The link is in the description and you just saw it in the video. All right, I got to make sure I do my show notes and get all the things covered that I need to cover. I am so excited to bring you the founder of Breaking the Cycle Apparel. I've known Jomo for, around this time, about 20, 25 years. I have been able to watch him grow and develop. And one of the things that I can say about him is that he is all that he shows up to be. He is a true to heart dude who really cares about the community. He's a good family man and a good strategic thinker, as it were. And so I want to make sure that we talk about Breaking the Cycle Apparel, not just as his brand, but also as an example of the things that we talk about here often about entrepreneurship, about how the small businesses need to be supported and what we can do as customers to engage small businesses, especially Black businesses. So you know what? I'm sitting here having a whole damn conversation by myself. You know what? Let me stop playing and fronting and all that other stuff and bring to the stage Jomo, folks. Hey, Jomo, how's it going? Think you're on mute, sir. Think you're still on mute.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's going well. It's going well. Good to see you as always.
Good to see you as well, sir. So, all right. I get excited, and one of the things that our producer Crazy Horse told me is like, hey, remember that everybody else doesn't know him, so don't just start into the middle of the story. Okay, so I'm gonna try to stick there. So if I start jumping ahead to the parts that you just kind of like when somebody's telling you a story and you already know, like, oh, skip to that part, skip to that part. So So okay, if I do that, I'll try to circle back around, because I think I think it's important that people hear about your journey, because a lot of times, I know as an entrepreneur, it's rough out in these streets. Like,
Mhm.
you always trying to make a way out of no way. With, in many cases, you're entering parts of markets that are stacked against you. And then, as a Black person, you have a lot of things that are either stigmas associated with you or environmental barriers. And sometimes you're like, well, is this barrier based on like a legitimate concern,
Mhm.
or is this racism that just put on a mask to show up in professional world? And so we're gonna get into all that. So, but before we get into all that, and I lose my train of thought and just get excited about the conversation, tell the people introduce yourself and tell the people about you.
All right, so my name is Jemo Folks. I'm originally from Jersey, New Jersey.
Big up Jersey.
Yeah, big up Jersey. Came down to Morgan State University to attend college. I Then after college, I taught in Baltimore City, which was one of the best experiences for me. Taught at Hartford Heights Elementary School, and I taught at
Okay.
Leafield. So I was in Baltimore City for 7 years, and then after leaving Baltimore, which was bittersweet, I ended up teaching in Howard County. So I've been in Howard County for 21 years. So this is the beginning of my 28th year.
Okay. Okay.
So just loving it. Out of the classroom for the last 7 years, and now I'm a pupil personnel worker. So when you show Breadcoin, that directly hit me because part of our job is case managing homeless families and foster kids. So it just caught my attention. My eyes lit up because I was like, hey, when I go back in, educator, that's my bread.
That's beautiful.
I said, I need to share that information with my staff when I go back in tomorrow. So thank you for spotlighting that business.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. They do great work, and again, I want the people to really understand. This is what I mean about dope people who are dope for dopeness sake. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this brother is here to talk about his business, but the first place he checks in is thinking about how it can benefit kids and seeing the linkages in the background. And you know what? I do it. I keep it. Let's just get used to it. I'm going to enter. This is my show. I say things. I interrupt people. It's kind of the thing we do here. So yeah, it's no different than any other cookout, right?
Yeah.
All right. So after Morgan, now you're pupil personnel. So yeah, talk to us a little bit more about your development, man.
Okay. So just want to back up a little bit. So after Morgan, I just want to say, so I am married. I have a son, and my son just turned 28. And Broken Cycle is actually 4 members. So I just want to. So Broken Cycle Apparel is myself, my son, my brother-in-law, and his son, which is my nephew. So the 4 of us come together to make Broken Cycle, and I know we're going to get there. But I
love that. Yeah.
Yeah. So a little bit about myself. I do a lot of like mentorship. I've coached football, but when you talk about co-parenting, my son was from a prior relationship. So when he came and moved in with me at 14, I stopped coaching and I kind of went with what he wanted to do. So he wanted to play basketball. And so I switched from coaching football to making sure he was okay, because as much as I touched the lives as other young people, I had to make sure I was touching the life of my son, who is now living with me full time. Yeah. So I think the biggest thing is that I'm a giver. I like to give, and I just have to find a way to balance that so I'm not burned out, and and I could kind of keep things fresh, because what I have to do is constantly relate to the younger folks. So yeah.
Oh, good biz. All right. So let's talk about business, because a lot of times people don't understand how other people transition into business. It's like when they see you in business, they see you have been in business for a while, that you may have found your groove or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, I love this one. Oh, this must have always been what you were meant to do." Oh, you make it look easy, like, oh, son, you have no idea. And so what got you into this crazy world of entrepreneurship?
To be honest, it's the younger generation. I was content in my job because I do good in my job and I do well. So I was content. But as I'm getting closer to that retirement age and I can retire in 3 years, I was like, what do I want to have for me? What am I gonna work on? And I'm watching my son, his friends, they're all young, jumping out on faith, owning businesses. And I'm like, I love what I do, but what do I love for myself after I'm done?
Right.
I mean, I was really scared and nervous. Like, part of my brother-in-law is an entrepreneur. So when I talked about when we talked about coming together for this clothing brand, and I was talking to my son, I was like, hey, we got to put people on our team that will help. We can all have strengths to help lift each other up. Because I know there's a lot of things I don't know. And I said, what better way to do it but with family, people who you love, people who you can trust. So as we started thinking about the business, I just said, sometimes the best businessmen have people around them that are even smarter or expertise in the area. So we all do well at the end. So yeah, to be honest, I was really nervous about it.
Yeah.
But I think probably the best decision I ever made.
And it's one of the things that I tell people is, because a lot of them, as I do business coaching and stuff like that, they have this idea that business owners are calm. Like they feel confident, they know what they're doing all the time. And it's like, no, everybody out here is just making this up as they go along. Everybody is just trying to figure it out. We use what we already know to help us project the future. But as a business owner, your primary objective is just to predict the future.
Exactly.
Like that's the decisions in your company are the only ones that you alone can make. Exactly. You can hire people to do all the other things. And I love the fact that you the way you phrase it, it recognizes the fact that Jeff Bezos and a startup entrepreneur have the same number of decisions to make, except that Jeff Bezos has 30 people helping him who are subject matter experts in that.
Exactly.
And he has enough money to experiment. He has enough money to say, okay, let's see what we do for 6 months. And if it doesn't work in 6 months, let's make some adjustments on the long. And then we could just scrap it, throw it away just because. Now, I don't know about how much money you could just throw away to see what happens. But most of us as entrepreneurs, that money doesn't exist.
It doesn't. And I my currency is my time and my energy right now. So that's my currency. Like, how much time am I going to invest in this business with my partners? How much energy? And realizing that it's a marathon. It's a marathon, and we could be as happy on the high days, but we have to stay level on the low days.
Yeah.
And it'll all balance out. But it would be nice to have that currency to start it. But I think we as a team, we appreciate it so much more because we're watching it grow together.
Right. And I think that the way that you all have it with family also encourages this ability to communicate effectively, this ability to share. You start your family. You all grew up together. So there's this shared value that comes to the table. Exactly. There's also this history that comes to the table, which, sometimes can cut, good or bad sometimes. I know one of the challenges, my son, LJ, one of the challenges I had is that it was a day, one interaction that actually got me to realize he was a real man and not like my son, I am a grown up. He's a Pershing rifle, and he got himself in this teaching internship program by himself that was in New Orleans, and I'm like, okay, and I'm used to planning all the stuff for him and stuff like that, and so he leaves on Thursday, right? And I'm like, this dude ain't even asked for a ride yet. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be the bigger man. You know what I'm saying? Bigger man. And it's like, LJ, I want to give you. Did you give me you didn't ask me for a ride? Do you need me to give you a ride? Oh no, one of my my line brother got, well, somebody's taking you. Somebody's taking you. That's not me. You actually made a way. You thought this far through and da-da-da-da. And it was that incredible moment where I was like, yo, you gonna be all right.
Yeah.
You are going to, but it took me, and I was grateful for that. But I realized that up until that moment, I was kind of trying, I was holding him back, trying to help him and protect him and guide him.
Because that's just the nurturing part of us. That's the parent. You know, I tell my son, when I go to New Jersey to see my mom, I'm 50 years old. I still tell my mom where I'm going because I know it's going to worry her. And that's how I'm going to be about you. It's not that I don't trust you. I just don't trust the world. You know, I know you. I know your character, but things can happen in a second. So I'm always going to be safeguard as your parent, even as you're an adult, because you're still always my kid as a grown man. So I understand, totally relate.
It's so funny. I mentioned something about not having gas money one time. And it was something like I didn't have cash. Like the place, you know, the places you want to go, if you pay cash, you get it for like a lower amount per gallon than if you pay credit.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I wasn't clear with my mom about, I was saying I didn't have the cash. I think she thought I didn't have money. Why did my phone ring after we got off the phone and there was $40 in there in Cash App?
Wow. See, that's it. That's it. And you know, when we have parents like that who love us unconditionally and always making sure we're right, we just pass it down. And that's what I tell my son, you know, what I do, I want you to do for your child and more, but don't forget to do the things I did. You know, we still need the things of courtesy and common sense. You know, we always say, I want to give my child everything I didn't have, but we got to be careful not to forget to give them the things we did have. And
absolutely.
And that's what to me Broken Cycles comes from, because it was like I felt like I did, as well as Rick, who's my brother-in-law, like we broke the cycle of not having our fathers. So and what we always tell the people, everybody has their cycle. You know, ours is being fathers involved in our children's life. You have people who got out of toxic relationships. Everybody has a broken cycle that they can relate to or they can share. So it's just not an anomaly to us. It's a mindset. Like if you broke the cycle, if you got through that brick wall, that challenge, it could be starting your own business. Because I broke that cycle for me because I've always worked for someone. So it could be something that's celebratory, or it could be something that came out of a struggle. So we don't limit the message. And we say, you know, where fashion meets mindset, it's mindset. What is your mindset? What are we doing?
Wait, no. You're not just gonna let that fly through. Like that wasn't just fire you dropped. Fashion meets mindset. Like, no. You're not gonna slide that in. Say it for the people. Where what?
Where fashion meets mindset. So the fashion meets the mindset. You know, when you wear, and I can show you. So this is the logo, Broken Cycle Apparel.
Okay.
So when you're wearing that, someone knows that you've done something. You know, you've done something to be proud of. Whether you choose to share it or not, you broke a cycle. And we try to, as we, you know, sell things, we'll ask them, hey, could you tell us a little bit about, because we're going to post you if you wear the shirt, and could we share something about your cycle? And some people do and some people don't. We're fine either way. But we know when they do buy it, they can look at that shirt and know that that was something that they did, achievement they did. So that's what we love about, as a group, we love about it.
I really appreciate the focus on breaking the cycle. Like when you're talking about your sons, but it's not just we broke the cycle, it's you break the cycle and then still build. Because a lot of times people talk about, I'm going to break the cycle, and they, my belief, or what I've experienced, is that they have this kind of Disney view of it, that once the curse is broken, then everything is. The way that I describe it is like, it's kind of like having a pipe that's just leaking.
Yes.
You could stop the pipe from leaking. That's breaking the cycle. You have stopped the leak. Somebody still has to clean up the sewage on the floor.
Yes.
And a lot of times people get more frustrated. Why did I even stop the leak if I got still cleaning this all up? And it's like, yeah, but you got to look at it longer term. Because you're still cleaning it up the same way you were, but like now there's an opportunity that one day this will be over. Whether you're talking about fatherlessness, whether you're talking about health, whether you're talking about money, whether you're talking about employment, whether you're talking about any of these things, when you break the cycle in a life, even if it's within your life or if it's over generations, there is still cleanup that needs to be done.
Exactly. And that's so true. When you say that, just relates to think about working out or whatever. Once you meet that goal, you have to do something to maintain it. So the work never stops. And actually, that's the hardest part, because sometimes, we fall back into the comfort of doing things the norm, so breaking the cycle is also breaking the norm when it's not healthy for you. And when we talk about clothing, you think about inventory. Like when you get rid of inventory or you change inventory, that inventory is no longer profitable for you. So you have to do something different and bring something out that's profitable for your soul as well as what you look like. So
that is what's up.
The truth on that.
The other piece about the way that you all present broken cycle is we talk often here about the 5 monkeys experiment. And so for those who aren't familiar with the 5 monkeys experiment, they have these 5 monkeys in a cage, and at the top in this cage there's a set of stairs, and at the top of the set of stairs is a bowl of it's fruit. And when the monkeys get ready to go up the stairs, it triggers this device that pours freezing water on all of them. So pretty soon they get to the point where like nobody goes up the stairs. So they take one of the first monkeys out and then put in a new monkey. So you have these 4 old monkeys and the 1 new monkey. The 1 new monkey sees the fruit up on top of the stairs, gets ready to go. The 4 monkeys jump on him and beat him down. And they keep doing that until the new monkey doesn't try to go over there anymore. So then they bring in another new monkey, take another one out. The brand new monkey goes up the stairs, but now all of the 4 monkeys, even the one that had never been sprayed with water, jump on him and beat him down. And so they keep doing this until you have 4 brand new monkeys, that have never been sprayed with any water, and that trap has even been disabled. And they bring a new monkey in, so they've never even experienced the actual initial threat that led to the behavioral change. And all the monkeys beat him up when he went to go get the fruit. None of them have any knowledge on why they do that. Well, we've always done it that way. And I'm sure that if they were human, they would come up with about a story about the pastor or the Lord or the principal or the governor. They have said that this is beyond your touch and it cannot be questioned. It can never be assailed. This is absolute. Having no idea that it was for something that the season has already passed.
Exactly.
And so again, as you start, that's what I like what we said with fashion meets mindset. It is really taking a critical look and step back at what do you actually believe and where did you get it from?
So I thought of so when I thought of that, where fashion meets mindset, it's my job. Like every day, I am working with families who are in some type of crisis. Right. So the biggest thing that I notice, or one of the general things, is either it's a cycle of crisis, this is, or it's a mindset where a family gets stuck and they can't move. So my thing is, I'm always saying, this is factual. At this time, you may not be able to pay your rent, or you might have food, scarcity. But let's look for the solution. So let's change the mindset, because right now, if we don't think differently, we can't change the problem that's currently happening. So when I say fashion meets mindset, when you wear this, you know that you already conquered something and you can do it again. And it doesn't stop that just because you have on a logo, this is a nice clothing item. But this to me is a reminder that once you wear this fashion, you see this changed your mindset and you know you're a winner. Because at the end of the day, the more we all win, we all do better. Right. And you can define what your winning is, but if you feel like you're a winner, you're just a happier person. Everything around you, the mood and everything just lifts up. So that's kind of where I thought about that.
And I like that because it anchors back into the mindset of not coming. Well, it gets away from the finite resources mindset or the limitation mindset where they're so limited out there and everybody's coming to take it from me. So I have to hoard it. I have to always be ready to fight everybody for everything. and you're flipping that absolutely on its head. It's like, no, let's just get more for everybody, and you don't have to take. So I love when you use Facebook wisdom, because not all the time can you use all the stuff you found on Facebook.
Yeah.
But there was this meme that said something like, there are two different groups of people who, say there's and this is one of the problems with Facebook wisdom. Is not very wise, so you can't remember it well. It's like cool when you see it, but then you scroll to the next thing and you didn't forget it already. But it was about like there are two types of people: those who see there's a limited amount of pizza and only take one, and those who see that there's a limited amount of pizza and take three.
Okay.
For the first group, it's like we are all in this together. So I need to make sure everybody gets, even if it means in the long term, I don't get a second helping. But I understand that beyond today and tomorrow, I might not be the first one to get here. So if everybody plays by this set of rules, at least we are in this together. And then you have the person who's like, well, not only do I need to get now, we get an opportunity to meet the rest of the team. Okay, so you done warmed it all the way up for them. You know, explain the background, the mission, the vision, and all that. So now we get to meet the rest of the team. So Jason, come on, introduce yourself. You know what? I'm gonna give you a prime spot to go ahead and introduce yourself, sir. Let me give you a prime spot. There it is, right there, prime spot.
Going on, Jason, folks, CEO of Broken Cycle Apparel. Kind of learning on the fly, but I love where everything's going, and I'm glad that I have a chance to do this with my family.
Okay. Now, one of the things that we were talking about a little bit, it was the benefit of working with family. Now, there are a lot of people that I've worked with before, a lot of my clients, that they find it harder to work with family sometimes than it is to work with strangers. And I was sharing with your dad about, how it took me a little while to recognize that my son was a whole grown man, as opposed to, that. So how, and I appreciate the fact that you start off with like you appreciate doing it with your family. What to you makes that process? What do you think makes that process work for you, as opposed to being in a situation where it's like, oh, here these people go again?
I think it works for me. It's like a give and take type of thing, because that still is my father. So sometimes it's hard finding the balance of being his business partner and not taking everything personally and business wise. But other than that, it's more so the love that I like about it, and we always have our best interests at heart overall. So that's why I like that's what makes it easy for me. I don't have to guess about how they feel or whatever. They're gonna let me know straight up from the jump. And if we disagree, we disagree, and you just gotta move on. It's not like they saying they hate my idea in a sense. It's just maybe we can go another way. So that's why I like about it.
Okay, and so it sounds like there's a lot of like mutual respect with everybody as well. Definitely. It's not just like, oh, you're in charge, or oh, you're not in charge, or just that it is like you all are literally working together.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely a team. It's just we just have separate names because it's a business structure, but they know so much more than me. But it's just like I guess I'm younger, me and Little Rick younger, so it's like they want to build with us. So whenever they get older, we can take over in a sense. So we will know the business rather than just letting them just take the role of the leaders, and then when our time comes, we're not going to even know anything to do.
Okay. So it sounds like, Jomo, you talked earlier about your experience doing mentorship and working with young people. It sounds like you decided to create your own mentorship pathway program and bring it into the house. Is that what we did?
And that's actually, so Rick and I, my brother-in-law and I, so we both said it like, when we thought about the structure of this business, and this is Rick that just came in. So when we thought about the structure of the business, we thought immediately like we wanted to leave this as a legacy for our sons. This was more than just about us starting a clothing line. And like I said, I think we have a great message, but we started it with knowing that one day we need to move on. And then this is our gift to them. But not only did we give them a gift, we gave them a skill. So we were that we were very intentional about how we set up the structure of the company.
And I'm gonna get to Ricky, give him an opportunity to introduce himself in just a second, but I really want to highlight that point by focusing in on this idea that you're creating it with this kind of exit strategy, that this is going to be my gift or my legacy to the to my sons and the future generations. You build in a growth mindset and a stability mindset all through the organization. Everybody realizes that this is for the future, and everybody's invested for the future. So you don't end up in a situation where it's like, well, I got to get mine right now, and then I'll come back and get yours later.
Exactly. That comes from the teachers that I used to have that be like, I already got mine, so you got to get yours. I didn't want us to have that mindset, because at the end of the day, again, I know one day, whether I'm not interested in or if I move on, fortunately that, we both said like, hey, we want our sons to have something. We want to give them a gift that, and they earned this gift. So not only will they have something that's beneficial for them and then their families, but they earned the gift that they received. So, and then, I'm going to shut my mouth so Ricky can speak.
All right, Ricky. Did it do that? Okay. Yeah.
All right, how y'all doing? Nephew, bro, what's going on?
What's going on, Uncle? How you doing?
Just running around. I apologize for being late.
Nah, it's okay. You're always right. That the cool part about post production is that it's always right on time with the editing tool. All right, so tell us about you, Ricky.
Well, of course, like they were saying, I'm from Jersey City. Jomo's my brother-in-law, and Jay Sean's my nephew. And my son, he's probably running a little late because he's up in Connecticut, and I guess he can't really log on. But me, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm in business, buy, fix, and sell real estate. And also have a management company. And like Jomo said, we spoke about this business idea between him and I, and wanted to leave our kids something that we was never given. You know what I mean? Just to start something fresh and to go forward and from generations on.
That's what's up. I see Ricky is here too. We got two Rickies here, one with a capital, one with a lowercase. As a very proud junior and the progenitor of a third, I absolutely co-sign this. Absolutely.
Yes, that's Junior.
All right, Junior, come on, introduce yourself, sir.
Ricky Lancaster Jr. From Jersey City, New Jersey. Currently in pursuit of a business management major at Sacred Heart University, on the football team, Res Life Success Assistant as well. And I'm also a manager at the gym as well. So I'm just trying to get my hands in everything, and also the CFO of Broken Cycle as well. So, just trying to.
So CFOs, you have one of the more critical jobs in the organization. Like if your job don't go right, the money's funny, and nothing works when the money's funny. So how has it been for you? Like seriously, because that's a big responsibility, especially, and again, I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but for me, I know when I work with my dad, it was always like, I'm trying to, it was a multiple levels. It was like, as a professional, I want to show up as a professional, but that's still my dad. And so there's some stuff I need to make sure that he knows that he taught me and that kind of thing. And then to be put that in the intersection of all of the cash, how are you managing that, bro?
It's definitely a give and take, but at the same time, I learned everything from him. So I have the ability to even be a CFO because of him. The major that I'm in right now teaches me the skills to even be comfortable enough to be the CFO. So if I'm not sure of something, I bounce it off my team, and, they keep me right. We all keep each other right.
Okay, that's what's up. And the cool part is that even though you all came in at different times, I really appreciate the fact that you all's message has been consistent about the importance of the family working together as a family. not just everybody kind of doing their thing, or that's him. It's like, no, we are in this together. So it sounds like you all have had. Was this relationship, this kind of way you all put this together? Was this part of kind of the natural evolution of your family, or was this something a deliberate design? And the reason that I ask is because this may sound weird, but you all seem strangely healthy and well adapted. That just very just. But real talk, that's a real thing, especially when you talk about working with family. There's a lot of other family stuff that comes in to the business conversation. It's like, well, so you need to take money out of the business right now, huh? So the money I loaned you last month, like you ain't paid that back, so now you need more money. Like, or remember that time I let you? Okay, maybe that's it. Maybe y'all family just not petty like mine, but okay. How do you all make that work? Like, how do you all keep the other part of the family from? Or is that the thing that helps you all? Is that you do bring the other parts of family in? Which is it?
Well, I can say for me, part of and I say this when you ask me about being an entrepreneur, because I was so used to working in education. Part of for me was really Rick, and this is Dad Rick, watching him as an entrepreneur. Like, even though I'm the old guy of the group, watching him really gave me like the courage, and he would push like, hey bro, you gotta do this. Hey bro, you gotta do this. He would pull me to the side. This is what I'm doing. So I think it's the respect of the skill set that he brings to our team that, for me, outside of we all love each other, just the trust. There's been a lot of things, and I could say that I've watched Rick do or seen Rick do where he didn't have to share for me because this was things he's doing. So to trust me enough to bring me into the circle of what he was doing, immediately trusted me enough to want to do business with my brother. So it was never an ego thing, because I think, like I told you before, I think we all come with a skill set. And I think none of us are perfect, but we make each other a perfect team. So for me, that's what allows me to feel comfortable. And I mean, it's a checks and balance. Like, all of us have the account. We don't do anything where we're all not equal. Even though we have roles, we're still equal in the business. And for me, that's what I love about being a part of this team.
Okay. Who else got something to say?
That's exactly how I feel too. Like, any purchase we make, we vote on it. You gotta get 3 out of 4 people to sign yay or nay, and that's just how we've been rocking ever since. So it's just like, it's definitely a trust thing with us. None of them showed me that I couldn't trust them, so I don't go around thinking that they're gonna do shady business. So
right.
And then like learning, like from my father, like learning from Rick. I've been around him a lot of times. I'm like, what you doing? And he'll pull me to the side, explain a little bit every now and then as I got older. And I seen that something I want to do too. I know it's going to take some time, some patience, and some tears and sweat, but anything that's worth it, you got to work for it. And that's what I learned from him.
Okay. Well, I never told y'all this on, face to face. I appreciate y'all all. You know what I mean? Even though y'all get a lot from me, y'all make me push and keep bringing something to the team. And like I said, y'all know if I don't know the answer, y'all know I'm gonna go find the answer to somebody else that I do business with, because like they said, if you're the smartest one in your group, we need a new group. So I don't like being the smartest one, so I'm gonna go find somebody.
Good business. Good business. You got anything you want to add to it, Ricky?
No, I feel like they even covered everything.
and I wanted to say, far as Jay Sean and Rick, that me and Jomo speak about it all the time. I know y'all got a outside of the all 4 of us group chat. I know y'all talk about us amongst yourselves before y'all decide certain things. Don't think me and Jomo don't know that.
We really don't.
Oh, y'all do.
No, we really don't. It's crazy that we really don't.
So look, Rick can tell you that is a certain way I can get into his phone. I know y'all go back and forth.
So yeah, but before we start sharing nationals, you got Rick all the way off. He done left and everything. Look at you.
He knows.
Can y'all hear me?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. No, just messing with you. That outage was very well timed, right? You know.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that you all have, the way that you all talk about each other, is in a lot of the work that I do in training around diversity, equity, and inclusion, especially in the nonprofit, more established nonprofit and corporate spaces, they aspire to what you all have created. It is this, because real talk, it would be very easy to be like, okay, we're dads, we're in charge, and then we'll train you all and bring you up. We get to make decisions, especially because we write in checks and we have the experience. It would be very easy to do that. But one of the things that, I think it ties back into the fact that you all believe that this business is for the future. You all aren't stuck in trying to get for yourselves. It's not like, okay, I need to boost myself up. We need to eat off this right now. And Jomo and I talked about it before the rest of you all came in, is you all don't start from the position of lack. You don't start from the position of, austerity where, we got to hoard everything. We can't invest nothing. I got to make decisions because we can't afford to lose resources. There is a level of trust that you all have been able to establish, which means that, Jomo and Ricky is like, we can give up power and control because we know what you know. We trust that you have the best interests of the organization and the family on board, and we can share power because we trust that you're going to do the right thing behind it. Is that, or am I just fantasizing or adding?
No, you hit it right on the nose. Absolutely, I agree with you.
Yeah, absolutely correct.
So aside from getting everybody in corporate America to be related, because that's been a problem, we need to find out how we can help them develop trust. Because it sounds like this equity is trust is the foundation of it all. It's like, it's honestly, it's a wonderful thing to see. And I've been, business consultant 20, 30 years, and I love it when I see stuff like this. So thank you all for bringing that to my attention today.
No, thank you. And I think, also when we go back to, when we look at the big picture, the long run, and this is something we all talked about, is that we want to be charitable with our business. We talked about it. My mother's a cancer survivor. Rick's sister unfortunately passed of cancer. My wife is a cancer survivor. So we want to, when we get to a position where we can and make a difference and drop some money into research, we want to do those things. So again, we look past ourselves with this business. Again, we want our sons to have something, but we also want them to know that and having things that it's okay to give and to help others. So I think when we keep the focus, like you said, not on us and past us, I think it allows us not to be selfish with one another.
Absolutely. And it keeps you also from trying to run for president at 82 years old, but whatever. So one of the things, I got to turn on my business consultant hat real quick, just because I want to, sometimes I see things that sometimes other people may not see. What I would suggest that you all do is, particularly Ricky and Jason, make sure that you all are documenting what you are learning along the way, those parts of the business experience, or the parts of this experience that helped you. Some people talk about journaling. I would encourage that in this case, and the reason why is that you all may have stumbled into a replicable model of family business. And while you may not license other people to use the logo or license other people to distribute your apparel, what you may be able to do is to take the lessons that you learned along the way and share them with other people, so that they might be able to, because honestly, it's one of those things, like, I really want to talk to y'all a lot more, because this sounds like way too healthy to be a normal Black family thing. Like nobody has said, well, yeah, I do all of this, and it's all been like real, like we're in this together, like, and it's all, and I know Jomo, so I know, like, I've never known him to try to pretend to be anything. It's always been, good, bad, or indifferent. This is who it is, and so if you all can figure out, like, as you all are taking notes and who's saying what and why you all are doing it, you all might have come up with something that could be replicable, and maybe even either shape business that moving forward for other people, or maybe even shape family engagement for other people moving forward. I mean, hell, no matter how much money you all make, now I hope you all make a lot. Don't get it twisted. Just FYI, putting that out in the ether.
That's true.
But,
Definitely.
I gotta tell you, like this image on the screen right now, and the words that you all have shared about each other, I do not believe that there could be any amount of P&L that would be this valuable. And so I just want to put that out there. And so, like, again, hopefully we can make a lot of money, and hopefully we can create something that can be replicable. But if I had to choose a side to replicate the connection that you all have, or the ability to make a lot of money, I think the connection and the way that you all have evolved this goes for a lot more than any amount of money. That's my opinion. And by the way, I'm a subject matter expert, so I don't give a fuck what you say.
All right, Will.
Oh, okay. So let's talk about what is fun, what is exciting about Broken Cycle. What is it? What should the people know? Who wants to lead off on the conversation?
Can I take this one?
Oh, there it is. Go ahead.
I think Broken Cycle for me is, I'm the first in my family to, be even this close to, completing college. And for me, Broken Cycle means, breaking ground that usually doesn't get broken. I want to graduate from undergrad. I want to, obtain my master's as well. First to be like a Division I athlete. For me, my dad didn't go to college, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have the skills and the techniques that people have that graduated from college. You know what I mean? So just him being in my life and able to bounce off, what he's giving me is basically like he's a bigger satellite than me. So he's giving me, the tools, the techniques to even be strong enough to, see my senior year and, try to even complete it. And, it's just been great. And, I have a little sister that's coming after me. So it's really just been, being that role model and showing her that it's not easy, but it can be done.
And because this is my show and I get to do what I want. I love the fact that the way that you illustrated that, like how your dad was the chain breaker. You know what I mean? Like he and I appreciate the acknowledgement that because of the work that he did, it gives you the opportunity to enjoy the privileges that you have. That's all right. I said that because it feels I like what I said. All right, who's next? Who wants to talk next?
I think Broken Cycle for me would be because I've been went to college, didn't really like college. Both my parents went to college, so I gave it a try. It wasn't me. Now I'm an electrician. It's cool construction wise, but it's not really me. I think it was me want to step out and try something new, and then my father willing to try to step out and try something new with me, which made it even better because it's definitely a scary vision to do something that you've never done before. But with him on my side, it definitely helped me be like, what's the worst that can happen? Is I'm already an electrician, so I always have that background. So why not just try something different? Like that was my breaking cycle. And then them making me CEO. Because I'm very laid back. I don't talk. I don't do nothing. And it's kind of like they put me in that position, but I'm thankful for it because now I speak more. I'm more engaging and all the above. So it's basically my broken cycle had to be me being more open to talk and to random people. I don't like small talk at all, but I kind of have no other choice but to now since I'm the face of it. So that would be my broken cycle and what it means to me and helping me grow relationships with other people.
Yeah, that's what's up. That is an amazing. Again, you will understand the value of support because a lot of times, like I've been having conversations with small business owners a lot, and a lot of them are talking about how they are not able to break a cycle or to get beyond a particular challenge. And what I try to remind them is that why should you be able to get beyond it? Like it's a wall. Like I could continue to run into a wall. Why should I? But it's this thing that we get told that, oh, your breakthrough is on the other side of the wall. Well, one, why the hell is there a wall there?
There shouldn't be no wall.
But to really understand and this relationship where you're able to have that support, to know that you can do it, and to know when you can lovingly be pushed outside your comfort zone in a place where you know you will rise to the occasion. Because it's a lot easier to be like, oh, you comfortable there? Cool. We're not even gonna push you. You could be whatever it is for the rest of forever. But it is the support and people that see what's in you to really push you to that next space. And I appreciate it's in all of the conversations, the recognition that the cycle doesn't get broken by yourself.
No, definitely. They definitely pushing me. They don't let me sit in my comfort zone at all. I gotta call somebody, and they make me call them. I'm like, I don't want to, but I gotta do it. So I mean, it's just, I love it though.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, who's next?
Yeah, bro, you got it.
For me, not to reiterate what everybody said.
Reiterate. The hell is my show?
Well, I'll say reiterate in the sense that, just the fact that we're family and we're doing it together. Like, not only am I, is that fun? I mean, I'm just proud. I'm proud of it because you see how so many businesses, especially Black businesses, fall apart when family do it together. And I'm always telling them that, like, at the end of meetings, like, I'm so happy for us. We just launched July 11th, and it's moving, and I love that we're doing it together. So outside of that, I think for me, what's fun is people sharing their cycles. And when people share their cycles, then it is engaging to more people. And I think the more we can engage people to speak about their cycles, the more we could spread the word. And again, that goes back to like when fashion meets mindset. If we can change mindsets, we can change the world. And we just want to have a clothing line that connects to people. And then when you connect to people, as it connects to people, more people want to be a part of it. And we love people being a part of our mission, our journey as a team, because it's like adding to our family, Right. So that's what's fun for me about Broken Cycles right now, seeing how people are starting to engage in our clothing line. People are coming up, sending DMs saying, hey, how do I order it? They need to order it though. But those things, just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so that was, the biggest fun is that I'm doing it with my brother's nephew, son. And then outside of that, the second thing is having people engage in our clothing line. So I love seeing that.
And again, I get to interrupt. The part for you, the part that you're bringing out for it is this idea about the pay it forward. Is that, you talked about it earlier, where it's like, it is not just about making sure that you're okay. It is about paying it forward, because when there's more out, everybody gets to eat.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. Look at you, all positive and stuff. That's crazy. It's crazy. All right, Ricky, come on, and close this out, sir.
I think they said it all for me, right?
Nah, you got to say something too.
For me to say, my brother, my nephew, like Jay Sean said, I knew it was an uncomfortable situation for him. That's why I talked to Jomo about him being the CEO and Rick being the CFO, because Rick knows that I like him to be on top of his money. So if he got some of my money, I know he's going to be on top of it, because he knows I'm going to do it
every day.
But like I said, this relationship, it wasn't forced. Like outside of before we did Broken Cycle, we was already family, because this relationship goes back to at least 15 years before we even thought about doing business. And I remember Jay Sean and Jomo was going to do business, and Jomo was going back and forth about putting his foot in the water. So I pushed him. So I'm like, bro, just let's go do it. You know what I mean? Like, whatever you need, wherever you need me, I'll be there. I'm not going to leave you in the water, especially if something I know. So I'm glad that he took the leap of faith and they started business and knowing that we all together. And like first thing we started this, when we first started the business, we also said that whatever each one of us don't know, don't be afraid to ask and don't be embarrassed. We're going to come up with it together and we're going to carry it together. And
one of the things I tell clients all the time is that there is no reason for you to know. This entrepreneur myth that you're supposed to know because it's your business and how you supposed to know any of this? You ain't never done today before.
Right.
And so, as you know, and this goes to Jay Sean, your job as CEO, and I was talking to your dad about this, is to guess. That's it. You're all of you all together are guessing about what the future is going to be and trying to position the business ahead of that future so you can take advantage of what's going to happen. And the thing that sounds like works well is the fact that you all do it together. I like the fact that everybody, that has been a consistent thing for everybody who's gone on. All right. So when y'all coming back, what are we doing? All right. Do we make the
you let us know. You let us know.
Playing around,
right, Ricky?
Yeah, I'm open. Like I said, is good. You know, energy. It feels good. This was my first time doing, something like this on podcast, and I love it. So
this is definitely my first time. I ain't know what to expect. So
I'm mainly a behind the scenes person. So I'm, this is, I hope I got a good side. We doing good.
Well, now you see how I feel.
I just wanted to say that and piggyback on that because me and your dad, we're gonna take the back seat eventually when this all gets up and running. So we wanted you and Rick to be CEO, CFO because we don't want to be on the front line.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And the other part of it too, and again, it's so funny that this is a model that I have recommended to other people. Other businesses or family businesses. It's one of the things that I recommended to them is about creating a model of gradual release, where it's like, there is, you don't want to just throw everybody to the wolves. Cause again, you want to be able to build on the expertise that the fathers bring to the table. But at the same time, provide the opportunity for the sons to actually lead and not what I call it, empowering people to their own impotence. Where,
Right.
You get empowered enough, but you can't do nothing with it. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, I can. You know how to do all this. Oh, but like we do this to our returning citizens, and that's a different show. But we do this to them all the time, where we go ahead and we have them get accounting degrees and go through these trainings, and never even find out whether they can get the job with the records that they have. Exactly. So you have these brothers and sisters who do all of the stuff they get told to do. They really commit to the program, follow the directions. And then their record still becomes a problem. And so I like the fact that you all are making this open, making this equitable, sharing power. Like y'all, either you all have been, and it makes me upset. Not upset. It confuses me even more when you all tell me y'all don't do this regularly, like y'all don't go out. So this is like it's natural, not even rehearsed and stuff. Like this is
not rehearsed at all. At all.
I know you make me nervous when you show me good natural stuff. I'm like, I grew up in the land of Sprite and Coca-Cola. You bring juice, like Dave Chappelle said. What you want me to do with juice? I got apple drink, great drink. I don't know what it was about this juice.
no rehearsal, no nothing. Just love your family, man. Just a connection. That's
I wanted to tell y'all that Ricky had to drop off because he had a 7 o'clock team meeting and he just lost service. So he just texted me and wanted to tell y'all that.
Okay,
no
thank
problem,
you.
No problem. I appreciate you all being here and everything, man. Like I'm really looking forward. So next time, next time we're gonna have a whole fashion slideshow, show everybody the apparel, have a list of events and stuff like that.
Got it.
Yes. That's okay.
No, yeah, we got it. We appreciate that. I've known you, like you said, 25 some odd years, but we just appreciate that, that you invited us and you allowed people to hear about what we're doing as a team. And so, anytime you need us back, let us know. It could be
absolutely. Y'all gonna make sure that Kyle gives y'all the link, keep y'all up here, because one of the things that, and especially, like I said, Jomo, 20 some years in, it's like, I appreciate, and I tell the people here all the time, I know dope people. And the cool part is that my dope people keep bringing me more dope people. And I think sometimes it's easy to get caught off the story about business. The stories about Black businesses either are about the struggles that go on. We know that. It's about, or how it got dysfunctional or how nobody is giving credit. But to have a conversation about a brand that is family based, that is well supported, that actually sounds healthy and progressive. Like we literally need to talk more about stuff like that.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Appreciate the platform.
Definitely.
All right, man.
All right then.
So I'm gonna let y'all go, and I'm gonna make sure. Wait. You repping the brand. Hold on. You get a whole solo. You get a solo. You wait. I'm gonna get back to you too. Okay, there it is. We gotta get another solo right here. Wait a minute, just Sean. Let me see. No, I gotta. How do I get you on the? See now y'all got me back here clicking buttons I don't know how to use.
No excuses.
No excuses.
No excuses. No settling.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. All right, gentlemen. Thank you all very much. We're gonna do the full fashion show next time. It's gonna be awesome.
Of course.
Right. Everybody be dressed.
Everybody dressed to impress. Yes, sir.
Catch you with you, gentlemen, later.
All right.
Thank you.
You have a good night.
All right.
Good night.
All right. Yo, I told y'all I know dope people, didn't I? Didn't I tell y'all I know dope people? I am so grateful for Jomo, Jashawn, Ricky, and Ricky Jr. for coming on and sharing with us about Broken Cycle. I was so excited. I kept calling Breaking the Cycle. And as I was saying, I was like, that's not right. You're saying it wrong. But I couldn't get my own mind right. I was so excited. And I am so grateful for them to be here. And again, positive brothers in business. Damn, positive brothers in business. Isn't that a wonderful thing? So great. We'll be Black tomorrow.